Thank you so much for stopping in. This is another intuition building video that we're doing, just hoping that, I mean, so many of you ask, how can you connect with your guides easier? How can you connect with getting messages easier? How you can connect with universal energy, galactic energy, things like that, for a message that will help you answer a question, or kind of lead you into a path of discovery of something that you're curious about. Basically what I do is I'm going to take this deck and I'm just going to mix them up, and I'm going to pull up whatever card comes up. We're going to look at it together. I'll hold it so that you can see it for a little bit, and then I'll give you my impressions. And it's a really good way for you to just practice getting out of the expected thinking, by focusing in on your first impression, the first word that comes to your head, the first visual that you see. Okay, so this is this oracle deck. I like them, so let's see what comes up. That's the card that's coming up first. So I'm going to hold it for you. What do you see? Pause it if you have to. Just look at it. What is your first impression? What's the first thing you see? Get a little pointer. I got two cards. What's your first impression? Okay. So the first thing I see is this face right here. And it's being kind of covered. It's not a clear. At first, when I looked at the picture, I didn't see a clear face. It was almost a little bit foggy. It's getting much clearer now. It's coming forward. And then I see this. Okay. I see those, whatever that is. So my first, depends on what the question is. You always have a question. But when I saw this first, the face, I saw a face, but it was not clear. It was kind of foggy, and it has come into clarity right now. I am thinking that if I was giving a message and it was appropriate, I would say you're getting messages from the other side, the other side of the veil, and it's becoming clearer and clearer to what your messages are. Okay. And then I see the cycles of the moon. So there might be some emotional energy that is keeping you from understanding what your messages are, or that you are just in some transition that you need to be aware of. That's what I see. I'm not going to use the next card. I'm just going to pick another card. See what we'll do. We'll do two today. Okay, so this is the next card that's come up. And it doesn't matter what the card says. It doesn't, whatever this says down here, that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at the visual. So look at this visual. What do you see? My first impression is there's some kind of expansion right there. That's what I see. That's when I looked at this picture, all I saw was that yellow circle there. There's some kind of expansion. There's some kind of expansion happening, and you're on solid. You may be at maybe kind of a peak right here, but this is really, there's a lot of stability. There's a lot of direction that you're seeking, because there's this solidness here, and then this right here is kind of, it's in the background, but it's also, so it's almost like seeking something that burst of energy, that burst of light is going to give you answers to. That's my message. And then just now I saw a face down in here. Just now I see a face in these rocks, or whatever it is, right in here. I see a face coming through to give you the messages that you're wanting. It's really interesting. But I'm not going to go any farther than that. That's my first impression. That's what I want you to start doing. I want you to look at, if you need to pick a deck of cards, pick one that has a lot of activity on it, or a lot of things, a lot of things that you can interpret, and just start practicing, because your first impression, and if you want to, I mean, practice doing it. Practice, picking a card up and saying, okay, what do I see? And then, if it's a color, if it's an image that you see, if it's some kind of direction, do that first. And then after you've practiced a little bit, and then start thinking of a question. What is my question for today? What would I like to know? You do the same thing. You pull a card and you say, okay, what do I see? And that's when you're going to start applying your intuition to your answer, to getting your answer. So try that for, try just practicing doing the visual, and then start asking a question and seeing what kind of answers you get. Because your guides are always there ready to give you answers. Universal energy is always ready to give you answers. We just have to ask. And that's what I'm telling you right now is practice getting some visuals and trusting yourself, and then start asking questions, because they're ready to give us answers. Even when we're practicing, they're giving us answers. I mean, even during this practice, they're telling us something that applies to us right now, or the question that we're asking. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for stopping in. Please stay tuned, and there's a lot more to come. And please like and share my videos and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.